everybody. I'm a little late today because I had to go chase this one down. This is Lucille 2, and she's very rambunctious and she will not sit in one place, and she will refuse to sit in one place. She would like to live and she would like to be free. You remember to clean your face. You the big little ragamuffin. How's everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. For the ones coming in, hello. Sorry I'm a little late. But we are here. I'm here with the puppy, with my apple juice, and I'm ready to do some work today. I think my chair is a little low. Let me see, my chair is too low. Yep, a little low. So anyway, welcome everybody. I am going to get to work. As you can see from the thumbnail, I made like a bunch of these long necklaces, and then I said I need to figure out how to do a tassel of some sort. So I didn't want to do a tassel out of like a bunch of loops. I didn't want to make a tassel out of beads because that's more beads that you're using, and I just didn't like the look. So I said, ooh, what about using some chain to make a little tassel? So I figured it out and I wanted to share with you guys because this is a part of a new video that I have coming out soon where I do a long necklace with a bunch of series of beads that I wire wrap, and just like the beaded chain video that I'm gonna link at the top here. No, I'm linking it over here. And then I'm going to be coming out with that video, but I just came up with this little chain thing trying to figure out how to do it, and I'm like really excited and I want to show you guys. So in the description box below, I actually put links to the tools that I'm using for this and beads that you can use for this technique. Okay, so you can check those out in the description box below. So let me turn around my camera. Alright, so I have all the things that I'm working on here. This is the necklace. So of course I have my focal bead, and there's two sides to this necklace, and I have a little bit of beaded chain in there. It's a little dark in here, but yeah. And so this is the necklace that I made, but I actually want to add a little bit of pizzazz to it. You're really trying to get up here. I don't know if we want to have your butt walking around on my desk. Unless you want to sit up here and actually lay and be good. I don't know. Maybe you will. Maybe you won't. We don't know. And another thing, you guys, that I don't think that you guys have ever seen. Tell me if you've ever seen in any one of my videos where I work with silver or sterling silver or stainless steel or anything like that. I never do. I just saw these blue beads and I said, ooh, these would be perfect for silver or stainless steel. So this is the first time this is the first time you're actually seeing me do anything in silver. So anyway, let me turn my camera around a little bit real quick, because I hope that you can see it. Let me turn up my light a little bit. Here we go. That might help. It might help if I turn up the lighting. All right, so I have this one little bead. that I'm going to be using for this technique, because that's all I need. If you have your necklace that's already done, you finished it, and you want to add to it, ma'am. So yeah, I have a puppy that's walking around on my desk. The desk is it's like bigger than the average door. It seems like it's like 8 feet across, 8 feet, 10 feet going this way, and 8. So she's got plenty of room, but I just don't want her to fall off the edge. Come here, boo boo. Come here. Come here. Come here. That's not snacks. Well, that is. You can't have that though. So yeah. She is about four months. No, you're 6 months. She's about 6 months old. So she is basically potty trained. As small as she is potty trained. But yeah. Yeah. I only have one viewer here. What is up with that? So anyway, let me just not worry about that. I'm just going to get into making this tassel. Okay? So of course I want to give my disclaimer. It is September 6th at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or around that time, that this is going live. So if you are seeing this video anytime after that date in time, then it means I'm not going to answer you live on camera, and I'm also not really I'm going to get into the tutorial pretty quickly. You know, but it's not really a tutorial. It's just me showing how I did this technique, and then I'm going to add it to an actual tutorial video that shows how I created an entire necklace like that. So it would be something like this. So I did it in gold. I tried it first. I did it in gold, and I said, ooh, I wonder what it'll look like in silver. And I haven't tried it yet. So I said, let me just do it live. So these are the products that I have in the description box below. I got some smooth, it's called Smooth Sun. They have the most weirdest names on Amazon, but this is one of them. So this is really, it says it's gold plated silver color chain. And so I love it. I have this also in the gold chain, and I have it in this silver color chain. It's not silver, it's just silver color. So I'm just gonna open this real quick so we can look at the spool. And it actually has a lot. The reason why I like this one and I chose this one is because if you look at the packaging, ooh, and it also comes with some links that I guess these are loops. So I got some little jump rings that comes in it, and then they had some lobster claws that came with it, which is really nice. I don't really use lobster claws too much. All right, so of course they have it packaged very tightly. Ma'am, I don't know what you're eating. Can I ask you a question? What are you eating? Can I ask you what you're eating? Is it good? Okay, as long as it's your foot, we're good. So let me cut this real quick. All right, so look at how much chain that you get with this. Like, this is ridiculous. You can see it on the edge here, how much chain you actually get for the price. I can't remember what the price was. I want to say $13 or something like that, but that's really good for Amazon. So I did link that in the description box below, this exact one, okay? Seems like there's still plastic on this, or maybe it's just got, I don't know what's wrong with it. So yeah, I love this chain already. The problem is I have to figure out where the end is, and I think this is the end right here. Okay, I got it. Okay, good. So to do this, let me get this all set up so you guys can actually see what I'm doing here. Okay, so I'm gonna move the necklace out of the way. I'm gonna have it sticking out right here just so you can look. I don't know what stone is this. Does anybody know what this stone is? I love playing what is that stone on live, but I have to get a puppy before she jumps off. Come here. Come here. I'm going to floor with your brother. All right, here's the last look at the puppy, because she can't be up here because she's a little monster. Look at these little ears. Look at these little ears. Oh my goodness, she's so adorable. You know she's adorable. Look at her little belly. Oh, she's so cute. So I'm gonna put her on the floor with her brother so that he can take. You gonna take care of her? You gonna take care of her? Keep her safe, okay? So let me show you guys really quick. This is going to be a really quick live because of the puppy, and she just woke up, so she's like, okay, we're ready to play. And I'm like, I gotta do work, little girl. So I got my ruler out here because I want to make sure that this chain is about the ballpark of 2 inches 2.5 inches. Okay, so I have it at the ballpark here, and I'm gonna come over here to this 0 so that I have the whole length of the 2.5 inches, and then I'm just gonna cut there. Okay, you will have a bunch of pieces of the link. You see it right here. So I'm gonna set that aside. So I'm gonna do a bunch of those, right? And that's all it takes. It takes patience to measure this out, and then cut it. So I'm gonna go in this direction. It seems like it's better to do it this way, so you can see it better. And then I'll have it at 2.5 inches. I'll just put the cutters right up to it and cut it. That's it. So anyway, how are you guys doing? Where is everybody from? What are you working on? Why did you click on this video? Why did you click on this live? Just out of curiosity, what caused you to click on this live? Was it because it was live, or was it because you enjoy the thumbnail, or was it interesting, or was it something that you want to do or find out how to make a chain tassel? What was it? If anybody is willing to answer that. This really cuts really nicely and very pretty complete too. You could just cut. It doesn't have to be exact, because every single tassel that I made so far is not exact. But you just want to stick to being in about the ballpark of 2.5 inches, or whatever, however long you want it to be. So let me turn this around real quick. Okay. My camera will come back, but basically in the meantime, I'm gonna keep cutting these at 2.5 inches. I really love the way this cuts up so easily. Another thing about it is that you really do not need to have it exactly at 2.5 inches. It can be anywhere in there and it will look just fine. No one's gonna look at it and say, oh, that one's longer than the other, unless you went all the way up to like 3 inches instead of 2.5 inches. There's a big drastic change, but overall they're in a ballpark. They're in a ballpark of maybe 1 or 2 links. And so I like to keep the links in their general pile so that my puppy doesn't eat it. And then I have a bunch of pellets showing up on her x-ray, because she likes to munchy on stuff. So 2.5. And I also don't need to have a lot of them in order to make the chain tassel. In order to make the chain tassel, I don't need a lot of them. So 2.5. But I do want it to be pretty thick. How is everybody? Is anybody going to talk today? Is it crickets out there? Does no one want to talk to me? Am I talking to the air? Because I love to interact with people in the chat. So if you're in the chat, we can have an actual conversation. The last live that we did, we were talking about different TV shows that we like to watch, and it seems that I have gotten away from my Criminal Minds and actually went back to Law and Order, which is like, that's like old school right there. But yeah, I went back to Law and Order SVU because I saw that it's always a YouTube video someone's talking about it, and they're like, oh, this character da da da, and I'm like, oh, who's that? And then I want to go back and find out who that is, so I go back and I watch the show. But I stopped watching it for a little bit, and I'm trying to get up to the point where I did stop watching it, and then I'm still not there yet. So I'm way back in like season, I think I'm at season 18 or something like that. You sleeping? Okay, good job. I don't know why Bronco's walking around you. Does anybody have dogs here? But yeah, I started watching Law and Order again, and I'm enjoying it quite much, because it's like I used to I remember I was a manager at the Home Depot, and I was and I remember I would work like the evenings and I would close, and then sometimes I would like sometimes I would go and I'll work the mornings, like 4 a.m. to 3 p.m. or something like that. And I remember if I was not working during the day, I would watch Law and Order. I can't remember if SVU used to do this, but they used to come on TNT. It used to be USA, but they used to come on TNT. And I would watch it during the day, and it'd just be like a non-stop marathon for like days. Like they'll just go on and on and on and just keep playing. So yeah, so it brought back memories looking at watching it, and I was like, oh, I remember I used to watch it during the day. I have to go and find my puppies. They can't get out because I locked the door to the outside world, but they are, I'm gonna mute you guys because I'm about to use my mommy voice. Hold on a second. Listen to those feet. Listen to those feet. That brings me so much joy. No, I don't have snacks. I just don't want you out there. So, my babies. This my babies. I took him to the vet yesterday, and of course, do y'all remember when Bronco went to the vet the last time? The doctor said he is an absolute unit. She said he got a little bit chunky. He's still chunky. Hey, Colleen. I hope I'm saying your name right. Thank you. You're a cheerleader too. Yeah, you could do that. But what I'm using is 26 gauge wire. Very, very thin. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little piece of wire here, cut it, doesn't matter the length, just enough that you can string these on the end of it. Because the reason why I do that is because the 26 gauge has more flexibility than, say, an eye pin or a head pin. And the reason why I'm using 26 gauge also, another reason is because of the fact that these links in this chain is very, very small. So stringing it on is like, you have to really pay attention, see what you're doing to string them on. And that's how you see how this wire just has a lot of give to it. That's 26 gauge wire. So, and it's really thin. And I hope I put in there silver color for the wire. If not, I'll double check it after this live goes on. I'll go and check it after we're done. But basically, I'm just taking this chain and I'm just stringing it on here, okay? You string it on. Sometimes I would string it on. Sometimes I would string it on and then I would try to string on another piece of wire through them, but I don't think I would need to do that with this. I did it in the past with my other tassels. I would string on another piece of wire through all of it, so it's like double wired, because I want to make sure that the wire is strong enough that it would stay in a loop status with your bead here. So yeah, I appreciate that, Colleen. Because if it was a thicker chain, then I would put it on an eye pin or something like that, or head pin. I would do that, and that's normally how I would do it, and just have it coming around, like, or even like have it on a jump ring and then attach that jump ring to this loop. But this chain is so dainty that I can't get it on there. And it really was one of those situations where I bought this chain by mistake. And so I'm like, how am I going to use this chain? And I just set it aside somewhere for a couple months. And I just found it the other day. I said, ooh, this chain would actually look really pretty and if it was used for a tassel. So I was thinking that I might do this technique with this type of necklace. I don't even know what they call these necklaces, but it's a long necklace that's beaded. And I have a video that I'm going to link. It will be in the description box below, and it's also going to be linked at the beginning of this video. That is basically going to teach you how to do the wire wrapping beads. So I did something like this in the video, and I did it as a bracelet. So I did an entire video on it, on that technique and how to perfect it. But I'm actually going to be using this technique now for a long necklace, and how to do it with big beads. You can do the same technique that I use for those little tiny beads, the Chinese sea beads that I used it for in the original video. So you use it for tiny beads, you can use it for any type of bead. Like I did it using these really, really big beads here. So this is what the necklace is. And it's also going to be a necklace. I think it's going to be a necklace I'm going to sell, because I'm not really, personally, I am not into silver. Silver just doesn't look good on me or my skin. So yellow gold always looks really nice. This is it so far. So I'm just stringing it on this 26 gauge wire. It will look so professional afterwards. Like, I was shocked when I did it with the gold. I was like, oh my god, that looks amazing. Sorry, I got a little excited. I literally was in here in my studio by myself with Bronco, and I'm like, oh my god, that looks so amazing. And he was like, okay, mom. Okay. Are you okay, mom? Are you all right? Sometimes he looks at me and likes to ask questions, but this is what we're looking at here. Look at that. And it really doesn't take that long. And of course, they are all like, you know, it's not a, you know, not all of them are the same length, but it really does not matter at all. Still looks good to me. So I'm going to take this. I want to make sure that I have this folded in half. Just want to make sure I have equal amounts of wire. Okay. Then I'm going to pinch this together. So I'm just pinching the two ends together. Nothing crazy. But I want to make sure that they're all, you know, not bunched up, but just together. Okay. And I'm going to make it like a little pin here. Okay. So that's what it looks like. So I'm going to lay this down for a second because I want to grab my bead. And I'm going to string on this bead. Okay. Boom. And with this wire, which is really cool, is that you could push down to shape it, making sure that you got as much of the wire as you can get inside this bead here. And that's what it's starting to look like. Let me hold it up here. Okay. Can't see it very well, but still. All right. Love it. All right, so now I have almost like a little, you know, I'm gonna put these two wires together. This is almost as if it's like doubled up. I mean, it is doubled up. I mean, you know what I'm saying, okay? So now I'm gonna grab my mini loopers here. Okay, so I'm gonna make a loop. Okay. So I want to make a bigger loop, so I'm just going to pull it down my pliers. Just make sure the loop is a little bit bigger. And I'm going to pull this out straight, okay? So I'm not going to close my loop yet because I want to string this on. And this is basically the same concept of how this whole chain was made. This whole necklace was made in the same concept where I would do a loop, hold on a second, don't close that loop, and then you just string on the next set of beads or the set of beads that you already did, and you just keep going, okay? So I'm stringing this on, and now it's looped on, okay? Then I'm going to take my bent needle nose pliers right here, and I'm just going to clamp this down, okay? Because I already formed my loop. So I'm putting the pliers onto my loop that are already made just to keep it stationary and it's not going to lose its shape. But I want to do it with the flat side is so that the pliers are not in the way. I'm doing it on the back. And then I'm just going to wrap this so that it's closed. Okay. All right. There we go. We got a nice, pretty little loop. Okay. And then I'm going to cut it. Wires go everywhere because that's typical in my studio. And then I'm going to pinch those ends down so that they're not pokey or poking you later on. And that's how you do it. Look at that. I really love the way this looks. These beads, I actually got these from Michael's and I haven't seen them. I pronounced what right? Because that's rare that I pronounce something correct. But there goes the tassel. I love it. So I am going to be doing a necklace next week. Now, doing this necklace with the tassel, everything all fit into one video because I am very ambitious. I don't know why. It's just going to be a lot. So I think that I'm going to do one side of the necklace and then show you, and then I'm gonna do one side of the necklace and I'm gonna do the other side of the necklace off camera and then just add it to the frame. And then I'm going to finish off the necklace where, you know, I'm just attaching different pieces and stuff that I'm going to add on later. Then I'm going to loop these two together on the focal piece. I'm actually going to show you the whole process of how I get they call it bead soup. I don't know why they call it bead soup, but I mean, if you really think about it, okay, where's the puppy? Okay, there she is. When you really think about it, I put a bag of beads together and I will pick one focal bead out, one humongous bead. It's got to be larger than all the other beads, right? So I pick one focal bead, I put it down on my workspace, then I go through my soup of beads, which is basically a bag of beads of just different types and sizes. and then I take and I pick out of those a combination, and I lay them all out, and I say, okay, that looks good. Okay, with this, and then this, I'm gonna change this around, and blah blah blah. And then sometimes, as you can see, there's these little beads. I'm gonna show you why we would add those little beads. There's a reason why we add those little beads, and I'm gonna show you why. And then I'm also gonna show you how I created this chain of just they're really simple beads that I found. They're beads that I cannot, you know, find again, but I'll find something similar for you guys. And then I will show you how I attach all of them, and then I'm going to show again in a closer look of how to create the tassel all in one video. So this right here is all the loops that I cut in order to get these length of this chain here. So yeah, that's basically all I wanted to do live today, besides I gotta get my video together. But then I wanted to tell you guys about another video that I'm doing. Oh, apple juice. I'm doing another video that basically will be I was brainstorming with my producer, and he says, well, why don't you do a video where you know, he said MacGyver jewelry techniques. So basically using different tools around the house that you might have, but you don't have expensive tools. So I'm gonna figure out all the different things that I used to use back in the day when I couldn't afford to get any tools or any special tools like mandrels and stuff like that. Like if you can't afford a mandrel, I'm quite sure you can find some things around the house that will be pretty similar to what you need to create that technique. Okay, so I'm gonna have that video about MacGyver jewelry techniques, and then the one that I came up with, and I'm like, I can't wait to do it, is, and I've always wanted to do this. I've always wanted to go into a dollar store, right? Either a dollar store or the hardware store, and see if I can find wire for a really cheap price in comparison to the wire that you could buy at Michael's or at a jewelry maker store, because there are some spotted around in the United States. And then I want to be able to compare the prices of different things and how you can get things from like dollar store for like really, really cheap. Not all dollar stores are, not all things in a dollar store is $1, but we can get it at a pretty good price that will be less than, you know, say $15, $14. Like this right here cost me about $18 for this spool wire. It cost me like $14 for that, or $12. It's like $12 to $14. So I want to see if I can get something cheaper than that, but still serves the same purpose. Like for instance, a lot of it will be stainless steel, something that you can use, and it'll be hypoallergenic, and you don't have to worry about it breaking you out. So that's what I'm going to do with the wire. And sometimes you can even do that with copper, because a lot of my wire is copper. So I want to see if I can get some cheap copper wire from like the hardware store. I want to see if I can go to the dollar store and find, like, they have a lot of like sea glass, things that look really expensive, but it's just glass. It's just glass with different colors, and you know, they have these nice beautiful blue glass beads there. They have these things for if you do like potted plants, fake plants and stuff like that, they have a lot of like those little marbles and stuff. So I'm gonna see if I can grab a couple of those things. Like I'm literally gonna go in the store and I'm gonna start filming, and I'm going to be like, oh, I can use this, or I can use that. So that's what I'm gonna do for my next video, and I can't wait to do that, because I've always wanted to do that, but I've always been so scared to do that. But then now I'm like, who cares? So I've seen it. I've seen it a couple of times. Like I've been out with my family and I look over and I'm like, oh my God, she's doing a video. Oh my God, that's so awesome. And so that's really cool to see it, you know. So I'm like, I'm not going to be the only one who's doing it. So I can't wait to do that. So I'm going to do some filming in my local dollar store, and then I'm going to see if I can get some like beads. They might even have some jewelry making stuff there, right? I love that. Tosses. Tosses. Did you say of your tosses? What's that mean? So yeah, I want to go and like put together a bag. I call it, you know, bead soup. So I have a couple of them and they're all different colors. They're all different colors. They serve a different purpose. They all have like, you know, similar colors together, you know. And I like to put them all together and like just pick and choose what I want. I'm sorry, Pookie. I'm just like all of your life. I'm sorry. And so I like to put these all together and I like to choose like which color would I do, you know. So I put the colors that are similar and I put them all in the Ziploc bag together with different focal beads added in there. I don't think I have any focal bead. Oh, I do have a focal bead in here, so that lets me know that I plan out to make a necklace using these beads in this combination of beads. So I do that a lot, just letting myself know, hey, I'm trying to make a necklace out of these, you know. This one doesn't have a focal bead on it but I think I'm still trying to choose a focal bead for this. And I got a little bit of food in here. It looks like there's food in here. Lord, Lord, Lord. Places, the place of stones, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I was talking about bead soup. So basically I am putting together beads in a Ziploc bag and I'm like, hey, I want to make a necklace out of it. So I'm going to do a necklace out of a bead soup that I put together the other day, because I made a couple necklaces. I made like this necklace, and it's basically, it even has like some chips in it, and then regular chain. I don't have any lobster claw on it. It just goes over my head and I just throw it on really, really quick. Yeah, I did this a couple of days ago, and I always have a focal. This one doesn't really have a focal bead because I really didn't want anything big and heavy on it, so you don't really have to have a focal bead. So I have this bead. I like it because it, you know, I don't have it anywhere else on a necklace, so it kind of like makes it special. And then of course I did my tassel with this too, with the same technique, putting my chain on some 24 gauge wire and then looping it in to where my focal bead is. And so that's how I made this necklace. And I have a couple of them, and I think the next one I want to do is this beautiful green one because I have so many green beads. So I just need to find a focal bead for this, and I think the focal bead I will use will be something that would be aw, it's hot here too, but it seemed like all day today that it's been like raining, which I'm like, okay, that's cool because we were kind of going through a drought here, and it was like, okay, we need some rain. If we can get somebody to do a rain dance or something, because all my plants are drying out and they're very angry with me. But so we started getting some rain today, so we're like, yay. I don't know why I'm so happy about rain, but we're happy about rain. So what I did was I made this tassel. So if you're here late, you can just go back and look at it. But yeah, I just made this tassel. It was really quick. I think this video, wow, it says 40 minutes, but I really think I was done in like 30, you know, because basically you have to cut the chain, then string the chain, each individual chain loop onto a 24 gauge piece of 24 gauge wire. And so it's really simple. And I have all the supplies in the description box below. I have the silver, I don't know what material it is. I just had it and it was on the plastic, but I can't find it. But basically it comes with some jump rings, really small jump rings that will probably fit inside the links here. And then it came with some lobster claws, which I don't really use lobster claws too much. So, but it came with all this, right? This is a lot. Look at this. If you really, really look at that, that is a lot. For the price of it, was a really good price, in my opinion. I don't remember what the price was, but I know it was good because I wouldn't have bought it if it wasn't good. I'm not that desperate. Oh, here it is. Is this it? No, this is not it. Okay. Thanks. Did you find it for me? You did. Okay, so this is the packaging that it came in. It says it is 33, I'm going to say 33 feet. 33 feet gold plated 1.8mm silver color chain. So I don't know what it's made out of. It just says gold plated. Don't know if that's correct. But that was this was the packaging. We cut it off. I just took out the trash. This was the only thing that was in it. So I got this. It says, and then even on it, it has a coupon. Does it have a coupon code? No, it's saying it's a coupon code, but there's no coupon code here. That don't make no sense to me. You see this? It says coupon for more than, like, I don't know if that's natural. I don't know, but there's no like coupon code on here. Did I miss something? I don't know. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. This right here, what you get, is amazing. I don't really have a theme. I don't do in themes. I just go and say, I like these colors. So I get a bunch of series of green beads. And then I don't want to go and make a focal bead. I gotta find a focal bead. See, because this right here, I wanted to make this necklace, and I actually have a focal bead in there. A nice big focal bead there, which lets me know that I gathered all these to make into a necklace. So let me show you the focal bead. Oh, there's a couple of focal beads in here. I'm just trying to decide between the two. So yeah, this one, I don't know if I'm going to use it, because this one I had some nasty wire, but I kind of like the color that it created on the inside, that green. I don't know why. Like from this side it doesn't look too crazy, but this side it does, because that's where the wire was, and it was like breaking down inside of this thing. So I was trying to figure out if I can get this cleaned out and soak it or something. And because I like the little cracked, I like that little cracked look that it gives me. So that's pretty cool. I just want to clean that out a little bit. So I was thinking, you know, is it really worth it if I soak this? So I don't really work with themes. I just work with what color I want to do it in, and I gather all my beads and make a little bead soup, if you were, whereas all the beads are all just in there, just loosey-goosey. And then I just plan it out, lay it out, where you have that focal bead, you have this little bead that's going to be at the top of the tassel, and then you just do two sides that are look the same. And then I have some chain, beaded chain that I did, and I only use a little bit of chain. So I also have the chain. I have it in both gold and silver, and I believe I got these from Michael's, but I've been still trying to find it online, but I did find these in Michael's. Hey, little girl. So I found these in Michael's. So as to what it is, it just says chain. It's bead landing. But yeah, just regular chain. It doesn't really matter what chain you use, because this technique is going to be used on necklaces that you could just put over top of your head. You don't need to put any jump rings in it. You don't need to put any lobster claws on it. So I usually get like one of these. They last me for like a year because I don't use that much. So look how much I used. Literally this much. That's it. Just extend it a little bit more and make it so that I don't have to do so much wire wrapping. But you know, I was like, oh, I'm done because I ran out of these beads, so I put some chain on it. So simple. These necklaces can be really, really simple, and they're really nice, and I always get compliments on it. So yeah. So those are the necklaces that I've been working on. I had a couple of them. I guess this is the only one I had. And then I've been working on, every now and again, I go and I find some beads that I like and I just make a chain out of it. And I just do that multiple times. And I've been doing it with different things, like different colors and stuff. So I'm gonna link that in the beginning of this video. So by the time this goes live, I will link that video where I did the chain, beaded chain. This is what it looks like up close. So I'm making this for something else, because I made this feather out of clay that I really wanted to, you know, add a little tassel on it, and then use this as a beaded chain for it. And I think it's a good color. It's a pretty color. But yeah, I made this out of clay, and you know, it was a clay. It was a glop of clay that I was like, I don't know what I'm doing with it, and I just went and I just made something like that. So I'm gonna do this chain and I'm gonna add it to this. But anyway, you guys, I don't know who is on my account that is trying to send a message to you guys in the chat. Don't know what that is about, but anyway, it could be my husband. But yeah. But anyway, I am ending this live, but also for like future references, when I get this video out, I like to do things where I go and I have this video and it's live, but then once I do a tutorial, an actual tutorial, I would link it into the video as like a little card on the side, and then you guys can look at the actual tutorial. If you're, you know, if you're coming upon this live later on, you're like, oh, I wish it was a tutorial. There will be a tutorial, will be linked in it. I actually have it as a schedule for myself so that I don't forget, hey, when you do this video, make sure you link it to the original live, because a lot of my videos come from lives. So you guys, I'm so glad that you guys were here. You stopped by to say hey and checked out this really quick technique. If you missed the technique, you can go back to the beginning of the video and then you can look at it from there. But anyway, I also want to, and I always try to mention my Discord. And you know, there's a lot of my followers and subscribers who are not on Instagram, because usually I'm like, hey, you know, tag me in a finished product on Instagram, and then I would, you know, share it on my Instagram and stuff like that. And a lot of people don't have Instagram, so I am offering a community, a Discord community. So I will put that up on the screen here, and all you have to do, if you want to be a part of that Discord community where you can go in there, add your pictures, show your finished projects, and ask for help or anything like that, then you could just email me there and I can add you there. I can send you a link. The link will be good for a week. Okay, so if it's a week later and you're finally clicking on that link, then it ain't gonna work. But I'll send you another one. I'm nice. I love you guys. But yeah, we usually I'll go in there if you're trying to figure out, or if you want to know when my next video will be. Sometimes I drop little hints in there. So I drop little hints in there, and then you too can post things and ask questions, and of course post your finished projects so that I can see it right there, right then and there. Like, I would follow my Discord more than Instagram itself. So just saying, if you like want to actually reach out to me, ask me a question, you can do that there, and I will be, I don't know what this means. I'll be quick, answer you quick. I don't know, but yeah. So I love using, I love Discord. It's the greatest, and the email is located in the description box below also. So email me there, and I can send you a link. So yeah, that is the latest and the greatest as to my latest videos. Of course, my latest video right now, which I love this video so much because it took me a couple years to get to this point where I figured out how to finish a project that was on a beading loom, and how to do that the easy way so that you don't ruin your project, because you did all that work to bead it, and then you're like, once I take it off there, and then there's a possibility that it might come unraveled. So I found a foolproof way for you to get it off the loom and it won't come unraveled, and you can actually make a project and actually make a product that you can sell and make it look professional. So I show you how to make it look professional and clean. So that's my latest video. Basically the thumbnail, which I'm pretty proud of, because that was exactly how anybody would feel. Basically the thumbnail is just the beaded project on a loom, but I haven't taken it off yet, and then the words across the screen say, what do I do next? You know, what was it? Yeah, something like that. It's like, what do I do next? Now what? I think that's what it said. It said, now what? Now what do I do? So that's what I like about that thumbnail, because it was like, yeah, well, now what do we do? Yeah, you know how to, it looks pretty when it's on a loom, but would it still look pretty once you take it off the loom? So that's why I decided to do that video, and we figured it out live. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to do this as a video. So I need to, which reminds me, I need to go back to that live and then link the actual video, because that's one of the videos I've done in a long time that was connected with my lives. So I'm trying to keep that concept going, where I'll do a live where it's not an actual tutorial, but it will be a tutorial later. So yeah, that is the latest and the greatest with Martian Creations. And as usual, you guys, I thank you so much for being here, because I would not be here doing anything live if it wasn't for people who want to watch it. Just being honest. If nobody wants to watch it, I will not be here. But since people want to watch it and they're here, I thank you, 9 viewers. I really do. You guys are wonderful. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm so glad that you found me. And of course, just go through my playlist, check out all my videos. There's going to be something for anybody, for everybody there. Okay? So as usual, guys, I love you. And I'll see you next Tuesday. And I'll see you in the next video. Okay? Bye. I don't know. Something like that.